Hey guys, I'm kind of dreading this stream, so to remedy that, got some fucking Dr. Pepper. Real shit. When the Dr. Pepper opens, it's real shit hours. I'm gonna post the live stream into Discord. Give me a couple seconds. Oh, I have Oreos too. I forgot to eat these before the stream, so I'm gonna be eating them on the stream. There we go. Discord's doing the stupid thing where I can't fucking press enter, so I have to click on it. Oreos are the best. I disagree, but yeah. I like Oreos, but they're not the best. But yeah, this is I don't know how many people have played Elite Dangerous. However, this is a stream that I'm dreading, and when more people show up, I'll explain why. Okay, let's boot up the game. I'm just gonna start now because this is gonna be a fucking long stream, and I'm promising to not end it. Name a better snack. Dots pretzels. Literally anything. Fucking potato chips. Just any kind of potato chips. Specifically Mrs. Mike's from Illinois, somewhere in Illinois. Can't remember the name of the town where you can get it. What a unique stream idea. Dude, this is way less unique, or this is way more unique because it's something I've been dreading doing, so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna stream it. James, I might need you to like co-host this one because this is gonna be like a fucking 4-hour stream probably. Let's start the game. Let's get into it just because I know this is gonna take a long time. Okay. Let me know in chat before you call me, just so in case, so you don't like interrupt me and I crash into a fucking star. Okay, so this is Elite Dangerous. This is a game about, it's a space sim. You're in a spaceship and it's a realistic rendering of fucking couple hundred years in the future, and you have ships that can go faster than light and galaxy Milky Way that's accurately recreated, and it's a pain in the ass. So what happened like last year, what I did was I flew out because I had a mission. It's like, fly this dude to this black hole in the middle of fucking nowhere where there's no civilization and it's light years upon light years away from civilization, and like I need to adjust this. I have this new compressor on my desktop audio, and I'm gonna adjust this while the game is loading. Let's see how this is, because it like brings the volume of the game down. I need to adjust this more. If I put it like 2-to-1 and then bring the game volume. So when I speak, it brings the game volume down. So No Man's Sky, no. It is nothing like No Man's Sky. I mean, it's space. That's about the only... It's space and you've got ships, and that's about the same thing that that these two games have in common. What am I playing? I'm playing Elite Dangerous because I need to get back to the goddamn bubble, and it's gonna take me like 4 hours. And I just want to stream it so I can get it over with, because this is something I've been dreading for a really long time. Let's get in. Here we go. I'm playing with a flight simulator joystick, a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro because you have to play with the fucking joystick. So I have not much fuel. Let's get into light speed mode so I can fuel up my ship. So here's while I'm fueling up my ship, I'm going to explain why this is a pain to accomplish. Let's get closer so it fuels up faster. So here's the galaxy map. Let's use mouse and keyboard for this. So you saw that, right? So this is where I am. This is the center of the galaxy right here. And this is where I need to go. Doesn't look like a super, like, insurmountable task. Which it's not. It's not impossible. However, when you look closer, when you get to where I am, I can only jump that far. I can only travel this line before I have to refuel at this star and keep going. And this is the line. This little, like, thin orange outline is the distance I have to go. And let's see. And it is 371 jumps to the destination that I want to go. And that's a big fucking pain in the ass to do. So, yeah, it's going to be like 4 or 5 hours before I'll be able to yeah, this is going to be a good one. And I'm jumping like 28 light years per jump, which is half decent. There's a way to extend it, but I risk damaging. I'll show it off a couple times. I risk damaging my ship every time I do it. Like if I go to my components, modules, my thrusters, my frame shift drive, which is like the light speed thing, is at 75%. And when I left to go to close to the center of the galaxy, it was 100%, and that 25% that I lost was from doing the faster jump method, and I didn't realize I was killing myself. Also, I don't have guns on this ship, which I didn't really need because there's no civilization out here, no pirates or anything. So yeah, let's just get going. This is gonna be a pain, so I'm gonna need to call people on Discord. I'm probably gonna get James in here in a little bit. So I'm basically gonna be reading chat a lot. I got my Dr. Pepper, I got my Oreos, I got a fucking case of Dr. Pepper behind me in case I need more. Diet so I don't get fat. And this is what a jump looks like. It's basically a glorified loading screen. YouTube's acting weird. It keeps showing that I have 0 people watching and there's 0 chat messages, even though chat is appearing in the chat window. It's weird. And I have to wait for my ship to cool down after things, so I can't just go immediately into another thing. Into another jump, I mean. And then it has to charge up, and then it does this countdown. And then we go through the loading screen. Graphics in this look cool. Yeah, dude. It's pretty good shit. I mean, we'll come across some interesting stuff. It's mostly going to be just stars. This game also works in virtual reality, but as many of you know, my virtual reality headset is not working anymore. And I have to make sure. There's a lot of things to micromanage even when just flying. I need to watch my fuel level, and I need to know which stars I can refuel at. It's good stuff. Tell me if because since I'm doing this new audio thing with the compressor when I start talking, I want to know how the audio sounds. Because the game volume should not be too loud once I get... What do you call it? Also, Craig sent me a Snapchat. I'm gonna open this up just to see what it is. Oh, fuck, he's got Oreos too. Hell yeah. And milk. I don't have milk. I have cream. I made some Alfredo sauce today. Put Alfredo on some spaghetti. That was pretty good. So that's what I used the cream for. I also found a recipe for chocolate ice cream. And I got the ingredients for that, and I need to make that because it looks what's good. It looks good. Scan just. I discovered 16 bodies in this. I would visit one of these. Like, these are all planets, I think. System map. I haven't scanned anything, so I don't actually know what they look like. But there's planets here. I can land on some of them. I don't want to, because it'll take fucking 8 years if I do that. In every star system that I go to. Next time I refuel, I will scan a little bit so you can actually see what the planets look like. I won't go to them. Yeah, I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper with my Oreos. Not the best combination. Good shit. I'm waiting for a little warning. In this, in that info screen on the top right, there will be a warning that says, like, this is the last star you can refuel at. So I'm waiting for that little warning before I end up refueling. This makes me, like, being stuck inside and, like, not being able to work and not being able to go to school and stuff makes me want to, like, go on a road trip. And I guess this is the next best thing. Is, like, flying around in space. And I have chat, so I won't go completely insane. Maybe more insane. Yeah, this is the only game I have that hurts my wrist. Because of I need to use a flight simulator joystick to play it. Also, this joystick has drift. This is the only controller I have that has drift, because I think it has no dead zone. Yeah, YouTube's doing this thing that just shows that there's 0 people watching. It's weird. Unless there literally are 0 people watching. Which I won't put it past people.
System scan complete.
System scan complete, meaning the star is the only thing in the system. Fly out into the other one. I think that, yeah, that's the last one I can go to. Nope, now it's back up to 5. So, either everyone is leaving and coming back at the same time, or YouTube's just bugging out. Have I seen the Johnny Test web series? No, I haven't, and I don't really plan to. I might watch one episode to see, like, how bad it actually is. Because everyone's saying it's really bad, obviously. So I gotta get close to a star to fuel. I have a fuel scoop on my ship, so when I get close to a star, it, like, sucks in the gases, and it converts it into fuel, and that takes a bit of a process. And I can't get too close because, as you can see, there's a heat meter. And if that gets above, like, 80%, then I'm just screwed. So while I'm sitting here, if I can remember how to do it. Scan that. And I think... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I just dropped out of flight speed. And I have to wait for it to cool down before I can get back. Secret Tumblr page. Okay, that's what I needed. I don't remember the button. I don't think I had a button. Did I have a button? I don't think I did. System map. See crystal critique. I think it was... I had it set to... Oh, combat mode, analysis mode. Ah, there we go. So now I have the ability to... I have to tune this. To the right frequency. And zoom in. So there's a planet. I discovered it, so now I can sell that map data when I get back home. There might be... You can, like, kind of see. Holy shit. Nice. It's fucking regular-ass rocky planet. Perhaps a moon. Gas giant. I think this is a moon here. Icy body. Oh, it is. I don't know. I'll get an alert when I'm done refueling. So while I'm doing this, it doesn't like take up. It's not wasting time, I promise. That's a fucking nice one. Nice. Oh shit, there's more.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping complete. That means I can get the fuck out of here. I gotta reconnect my route. Let's see. There we go. And it's got a plot. It takes a fucking long time because it's such a long distance. There we go. And when I have the planet scanned, you can see these lines around here, or the orbit paths. I gotta eat more of this Oreo. I split it in half, ate one half of it, and I didn't eat the other half because I was talking. I feel bad for eating on stream, but I have Oreos and they're just gonna sit here. I don't know why it sounded like I was crying when I said that. I don't know why I made it sound like that. Ugh. This game has music, I think. Should I, like, turn the game music on? I sounded so conflicted. I'm not playing Splatoon, dude. I sold Splatoon. I used to have it, and I got rid of it because I never played it because I didn't like it. If I want to play a shooter, I'll just go, like, casual shooter. I'll just go play fucking TF2. This is the problem with fucking, doing that thing that I was doing and losing, causing my frameshift drive to damage. I sounded so conflicted. I gotta adjust this filter on my for my sound. Hold on. I've tabbed out a few times and I've gotten really close to stars and end up damaging my ship because of that. Which is why you can see 93% in the bottom, like, middle right underneath the little hologram of my ship. I gotta adjust this real quick. Hold on. Okay, I am changing that to 20 decibels so I don't... It's not, like, constantly reducing the game volume if I'm not talking. So I can do something else that might be stupid. It probably is stupid. Oh, shit. Okay, so I can adjust this pathing. Use jet cone boost. Let's see how that changes. Oh wait, I have to adjust this. Fuck. I don't remember. Oh, this is only taking me... Okay, this might actually fix a lot of stuff. If I go back to the galaxy map, it might replot the route. Plotting route. Okay, so it's taking me a different way. It's gonna be an interesting way to do this. And it requires flying into fucking neutron stars. If it works at all. Actually, let me see if it plotted it correctly. I don't think it changed it at all. If it says, yeah, it's 357 more jumps. I don't know how to fucking do that. We're just flying, just doing the thing. I set it to do the jet cone boost thing and it's just not. Which should, like, I think it, like, it just, like, you can go, like, 10 times. What is the goal of this game? There is no goal. It's like Minecraft. But you don't build anything. It's just in space. There are, like, missions you can do, but you can basically do whatever you want.
System scan complete.
The goal that I have is to fucking get back to the goddamn bubble, which is, like, the area of space that's still, inhabited by people. You gotta make your own goals. I think. Maybe. 23 bodies. There's a planet there. I might do like a really close flyby of that just to get a good look at it. Nice. It's a real ass planet. I mean, it's a real fake planet because it's a video game planet. Also Oreo. I hosted an exchange student from Spain a while back, like 3 years ago. And his favorite food was ice cream with Oreos in it because he'd never heard of such a thing. You never considered that you can put Oreos in ice cream because they just never had it in Spain. What's going on? Not much, just flying in through space. How's life? That's a heavy question this time of year. With all the bullshit happening. Mostly boring. Just staying inside, not working, not going to school. Dying to go on a road trip because, you know, stuck inside makes you want to, like, get out there, man. Gotta get out. Okay. You're doing calculus? Oh god. I mean, we both want to die, so that's fine, because this game is tedious. I started at 371, I'm at 353, so it's still going to be a long time. Road trip. I want to go to Vegas. I learned that Vegas, from here to Vegas, or from, like, a city, like, a few miles south to Vegas, is, flights are $90. Round trip. That's the cheapest I've ever seen a flight. It's fucking double-digit, like, prices. Come on. That's amazing. Maybe they'll stay that way if, because airlines are hurting after this, and they say they're going to be hurting for a long time. This game we call life doesn't have a fast travel feature. Yeah, planes are like the closest thing we've got. And even like from here to Vegas is still a 3-hour flight. And it would be like a 22-hour drive if I want to go to Vegas, I probably will soon, like this summer. Oh, there's the warning. Last main sequence star on your designated route before fuel supply is exhausted. If I try to jump, well, I don't have enough fuel to jump, but if I tried and I got to a star that I can't actually refuel at, I would have to jump to another system. I'm getting booty calls during my fucking stream. I heard rumors they might add it in the next patch. James, it's been like a half hour. You fucking calling me on Discord or nah? It's a Snapchat notification, but it isn't Craig, so I'm not opening it. Have I ran into any other players? Yeah, a long time ago, but I'm way outside of civilization right now. I'll show you the map. Since I'm going to be doing that quite a bit. So this area, if I enable... What is it? I think I have to enable power play. So this is the bubble, which is where all like the players hang out and all the NPCs and stuff. And this is where I am. So I'm way out there. And you can kind of tell why it's called the bubble. So I'm making my way back because I have this one with all like the bookmarks on it is my home where I've got ships stored and stuff. So yeah, let's see. I gotta figure out how to make the thing actually use the FSD boost. I don't think that's right. How do I enable the thing where it lets me fucking jump like way too far? Oh, apply filter. Yeah. Let's replot that route. Okay, so maybe, let's see. 350 jumps, yeah, that didn't shorten anything. Refuel a little bit. So I could just top off my tank.
Fuel scooping complete.
What are you cooking, James, with your inferior cooking skills? If I ever start like a cooking show on YouTube, which I've wanted to actually do unironically for a while, I'm gonna get James as a guest star. I'm gonna teach him how to like do basic shit, like make bread. Because apparently he doesn't know basic cooking skills. Ah, god damn it. Let's see. I need to change some settings real quick. Let's do options, controls, do flight rotation. There's gotta be dead zone adjustment, right? Hold on, mouse and keyboard might help. Dead zone, here we go. It's set to 0. Just add a dead zone to fucking everything. So I don't have drift, because every controller has drift. But everything has a dead zone, except apparently this game. So now it won't, it'll lock instead of just going. Yeah, cooking skills are... Throttle up to engage. I have my throttle up. What? Okay. So ready for the school year to be done. I don't, like, know what happened to my school year. My instructors just stopped caring. And I stopped caring, so I don't actually know if they're... I don't know, dude. I feel like most people in school just stopped caring this year. Why I'm upset because like 2 weeks from now, or what is it, like, yeah, probably 2 weeks from now I would have been at MomoCon, and they canceled MomoCon, so I just want to do a fucking road trip anyway. Oh, there's like multiple stars in this star system. There's one there. Now all I can think of when I think of a binary star system. No, dude, see the map? There's 3 stars. All I can think of is Craig doing his project and telling me about it. That I guess the people on stream don't know. But it was a project about like the effects on a planet when one's in a binary star system when one sun eclipses another. Virtually fight Ostrich Cox. Also wanted to die during that. Dude, it was cool info. Make a YouTube video about it. People will probably like eat it up. That's just the kind of thing that the algorithm likes. So, yeah. I'm realizing now that if I have someone in Discord to co-host during me doing this, I'm gonna have to turn off the cool new filter that I enabled in OBS.
Cannot comply.
Cannot comply. Oh, brown dwarf star, something new. Dude, I wasn't gonna fight Ostrich Vox at MomoCon. So this is a brown dwarf star. It's not brown, but it is small. Have I been here? 'Cause it looks like it's already been scanned. 'Cause like these planets, oh, it's unexplored, but it's already been scanned and I already have map data for it somehow. I mean, I could be taking a similar path back since it's basically a straight line, but at the same time, like, I could be jumping between any 2 stars. Last main sequence star. Okay, so I'm gonna have to refuel here. And while I'm refueling, again, try to do that thing to figure out how I can fucking go faster. Because I have this jet cone boost thing enabled. It's not helping. Can I just, like... I don't remember what, Okay, let me check this. I need to... Hold on. Let's see if I turn all these off. There are no non-main sequence stars that are near me. Let me try this again. I'm going on fucking Reddit and shit. God damn it. Okay, whatever. Re-enable all this bullshit. All this bullshit. I just go the slow way, I guess.
Fuel scooping complete.
Craig, are you behind on watching? Because I'd mentioned the algorithm like 5 minutes ago. I feel like you may be behind. It's cooldown. No, it's not cooled down. It's already cooled down. Live now. Nice. Let's see. What am I down to? 345. All right. Oh, pausing. Okay, I understand. Because on Twitch, when you pause and come back, you come back live. But YouTube has the DVR thing, so when you pause, you can just continue watching from when you're watching, but then it fucks with chat. Because you can't time travel with chat. Which would be fucking awesome if you could. I mean, just time travel at all would be cool. Because then the lottery would just mean nothing. Oh, is this only gonna be brown dwarfs? Dwarves? Dwarves? It's dwarves, right? Brown dwarves? Also, I hope brown dwarf isn't like a double offensive thing to like a really specific demographic of people. Because I'm gonna be saying brown dwarf a lot during this stream. Crunch. Gotta crunch some fucking Oreos. Yeah, the very specific demographic of Hispanic, you know, little people, as they call them, or midgets if you're, like, don't care. Like me. Also, what's kind of cool is that all the constellations in this game are realistically mapped out. So, like, these are actually stars that I can jump to, and like the constellations will stay consistent between jumps, or they'll shift a little bit because, you know, you're moving and like parallaxing and stuff. Class T. Tari star. I don't know what a Tari star is. Oh, is that a fucking... Oh, let's find out. Oh, it's just like similar to a brown dwarf.
System scan complete.
Alright. Okay, this may or may not be the last star I can fuel up at. Okay, no, I can go one more star. Or one more jump. Can I, like... Hold on. After this jump, I need to, Alright, I can, like, middle click and look around my cockpit. See my hand on my joystick. Just kind of cool. Like, cool touch. Okay, as I'm fueling, I'm gonna see if I can actually turn the music on, because there is music in this game, and I had it turned off because I like to, like, watch shows or, like, listen to other music. Let's see. Options, audio, music volume. Unmute that. I'll see if that kicks in. Oh, this is so tedious. I'm only an hour in and I haven't even gone fucking 100 jumps because I'm slow. James, I need you to co-host. This is the one time that I need a co-host. It's because this game is so slow and so little gameplay. I just need anyone to co-host right now. A co-host, you say? Is that an offer from Craig? Oh wait, James is messaging me. But I... Okay, Craig is in. Craig is in. I gotta turn off this filter in OBS. Give me 1 sec. It's better than calculus. Can I just turn this off? No, I have to actually delete it. That sucks. Okay, now I have to manually adjust this. Hey, buddy.
So,
I am going through hell doing this bullshit.
understandable. I'm going through hell doing this bullshit.
I'm gonna turn down my game volume because it's not gonna be good for the stream.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust some volume on my end. That way I don't come through too loud.
Are you using the Yeti?
No, I'm using my headset microphone
Damn.
because the Yeti doesn't, like, fit on my desk.
Oh, that sucks. I need a new desk. Mine's like microscopic.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I think it's a school desk from like the art room of a school that's now been torn down.
Goodness.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping complete.
Module malfunction.
No, fucking my frame shift drive is malfunctioning all the goddamn time. There we go. Now I can't get fucking brown dwarf out of my head. Why is that never like crossed my mind, and why is it now during the stream when I say it out loud? Probably because I said it out loud.
Yep.
This is so tedious. I don't know why I said, oh, I'm gonna do this stream until I actually get back to fucking the fuck off place that I need to be in.
Because you're a glutton for pain.
I kind of am. I feel like that was an awful idea.
A little bit.
System scan complete.
Oh, one planetary, or what is it? Fucking stellar body, celestial body. I don't know. Something that describes both stars and planets and moons. I feel like that's
Stellar bodies.
a stellar body. Okay.
That's what I would say.
I remember before like all these cool like space sim games existed, like Universe Sandbox and whatnot, there was this one program called Celestia, and I just remember playing it, or not playing it, but just messing around with it for hours on end. And I don't know if it's like downloadable anymore. Have you bought any canned food in case the apocalypse breaks out? No. Because food will still exist.
Engage.
I could buy a gun in case the apocalypse breaks out. I feel like that would be a better purchase. Because then I can go hunting and get meat. Kill.
Finally done with calculus for a bit. Ugh, no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
You're coming through a little quiet.
Yeah, I turned down my microphone volume.
There it is. Sounds a little better.
That's good.
Kill the people with food.
Engage.
I feel like that's impractical. I think kill the things that can provide food, like cows. Because God knows if the apocalypse starts, there's gonna be fucking cows everywhere.
Cows are actually extremely poor for, like, return value
Yeah.
of, like, feed to actual body mass ratio.
They'd be
I think
better
it's like-
better to hunt than to actually farm.
I think it's like 37 pounds, or I think it's 33 pounds of feed to 1 pound of meat.
Ugh. That sucks
like,
because
the ratio is really bad.
that really sucks because beef is one of my favorite meats. If not my favorite meat.
I know chicken's pretty good. Fish is the best,
Yeah.
if you still consider fish meat. But I digress.
I could turn into Ron Swanson right now. I did a Ron Swanson joke in my last video. I don't know if you saw it.
Complete.
I have been extremely busy with finals and everything.
Module malfunction.
I just finished my agronomy final today. I finished up my controversies in natural resource management class a day ago, and my environmental systems 2 class is almost done. I just gotta finish up one more paper, and then I have a calculus final on Thursday.
And that's it?
And that's it.
Nice.
I'm done.
Engage.
And then I celebrate my birthday in 3 weeks exactly.
Nice. Too bad you can't fucking go to a bar, because they're all fucking closed.
Like that's gonna stop me.
Open your own bar with blackjack and hookers.
Of course, like, what's that saying?
That's what I wanted. I was about to just like, oh, I have like my government neat bucks, my federally subsidized neat bucks. I'm just gonna go to Vegas. And then I was like, maybe that's not the best idea because everything's fucking closed.
Right now I'm debating on what I want to do.
Which I'm really glad that I went to the Gateway Arch in St. Louis when everything was still open, like a week before everything closed.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that. That's crazy.
It feels like so long ago, and I guess it was like 2 months ago almost.
Engage.
And I went to Waffle House and it was good and I didn't get a waffle. But I went there for research purposes. I wonder if Waffle House is still open.
I feel like Waffle House is still open, but I feel like they're still they're delivery only.
Yeah.
Like, tell you what, I got Grubhub on my phone for like the first time like ever, and I've like used it in like DoorDash and Eat Street.
Yeah.
Not sponsored, by the way. But it's not bad. I had Noodles and Company delivered
Nice.
over the weekend, and it was pretty good. Wasn't too expensive. I mean,
It's Noodles and Company.
Noodles and Company is generally a little bit more expensive than it reasonably should be. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
But in terms of like delivery, it wasn't bad.
Aren't they doing like a lot cheaper deliveries because of this too?
Yeah, they are. I think it's like half off or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, or like free delivery on your first one. I know
I've only
for
done
sure.
pickup.
DoorDash.
I've only done pickup and cook my own food and also eat at my parents' house. Because for whatever reason they keep inviting me over and then complain that it's like, oh, don't go out, don't fucking catch the disease.
Imagine your parents worrying about you. It's
But
blasphemy.
at the
No.
same time, while they're saying don't go outside, they're saying come over, eat some food.
Imagine your parents still worrying about you.
Little Caesars has free delivery for the next couple days.
Yo, I remember back when I was still in Ames, me and my roommates all got Little Caesars, like we all freaking bought a pizza, and that was the best shit ever. Because there's this coupon code where we got free crazy bread.
Oh,
And
sick.
I was planning on being an absolute disgusting mess that day, or that night. So I bought a full, like, a large all meat pizza, and then bought an entire 2 liter of Mountain Dew, and was just planning on being nasty.
That's the best
Played
feeling.
video games for the entire night. It was great.
It's basically me every day for a while. Except today I actually cooked,
Hmm.
which I haven't been doing every day because I've been getting fucking food from my parents and they are just like, yo, we make way too much food, just take the fucking leftovers. It's a big greasy nerd mood. Yeah, I agree. Also, nice username Bear Kawaii Desu. That's like an old fag 4chan name.
Ooh.
Just putting Kawaii Desu into anything. I should buy Little Caesars stock. I don't know why.
You could.
Because James and Chad just said, I want to buy their shit. And I was like, I'll just buy their company. At least parts of it.
Yeah, you're doing a grindy kind of game, or just a boring as all get out kind of game. So I'm gonna play some Dragon Quest
Kill
while
streak complete.
while I'm just chilling out and just grind for a bit.
Like, which Dragon Quest? 11?
Dragon Quest 11, yeah, should pop up in Steam. Oh wait, you probably don't have the notifications up.
I do, but it doesn't actually appear on stream, so.
Uh, oof.
Engage.
But yeah, I'm just starting like the new game plus essentially.
Nice. They added a new game plus mode to the fucking Star Wars game I've been playing, which is already pretty tough on its own. And I'm playing like the lowest difficulty that isn't like baby mode. And it's still tough, and I'm just bad. Also, slug throwers. You mentioned slug throwers in my chat the other day. Are you still there? Did you fucking Discord die?
Engage.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. I want to wait for him to talk about slug throwers. Are you there? Hello?
So I managed to accidentally mute my mic on the desk while like shifting my position of my headset. But yes, I am actually here, and I still can't believe that I was actually right about the slug throwers,
Yup.
because they're the dumbest thing to ever exist in the real world and the Star Wars universe.
Just fucking shotgun. It was like an actual shotgun.
Yeah. The sudden realization that, oh shit, I can't deflect this.
I can't block this. I have to fucking either just take the hit or fucking run the fuck away.
Hmm. I don't know whether you can like force hold it.
I don't think so. Not in game, at least. I feel like a Master Jedi would be able to do it.
I feel like a Master Jedi would be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, within reason.
Yeah. What was the game where you, like, pull a fucking Star Destroyer to the ground with the Force?
No idea, but
I don't know, but
I
it's not...
remember which one you're talking about.
It's not canon. And that seems a little unreasonable.
I mean, in theory, there's always the idea that literally sensing people from light years away.
I mean... Yeah. Even in, like, canon Star Wars. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars nerd, but I still feel like it's one of those things that I can just talk about for like an hour straight.
There's so much to it, so
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
I watched a video, and I'm sure like people in chat have seen the same video about Avatar. And like how there's like a fuck ton of lore behind the single movie that came out. Like, there was a whole book, like an encyclopedia written about, like, the lore and, like, the language and shit.
Wait, are you talking about The Last Airbender, or
No,
are you talking
the
about,
Blue
like,
People
the
Avatar.
James Cameron one?
James
Okay.
Cameron Avatar. It was
Gotcha.
one movie, but it's got, like, its own, like, fucking Klingon language. Like, you can actually... It's not, like, a one-to-one translation of words, but, like, there's actually dialect and shit.
Crazy.
And that, like, I haven't cared about the Avatar sequel for a long time, but just hearing about that kind of made me want to see it. Yeah. Next year. That's what they say, at least.
I mean, I don't know with everything going on whether they're gonna stick schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Rip. She just got one shot.
Also, they've delayed the sequel forever.
Yeah.
What was it supposed to come out, like, fucking 2015 or something? And they're like, yeah, push it back to 2018. Yeah, push it back to 2020. Yeah, push it back to 2021.
I mean, I'm just imagining on, like, the hype behind this, and it's just gonna flop.
I don't know, dude. Terminator 2... Like, Terminator 1 came out, and then people were like... Then they heard news of a Terminator sequel, and they're like, yeah, you can't really do much else. And then Terminator 2 came out, and it was really good.
Fair.
And that was... Was that James Cameron? Or my thing is some other sequel.
No idea.
I think... I'm gonna fucking look it up, because I have... This is a long stream. I can afford adding extra time to it. James Cameron. Okay, I was right. Titanic 2. Directed by James Cameron.
Revenge of the Iceberg.
There's another video I saw a while back. It was about the plan to bring a fucking iceberg from Antarctica to Saudi Arabia for the sake of clean drinking water. That's not
Why do
like...
I feel like this is a Reddit thing?
What do you mean?
I just feel like this is a plan from Reddit.
No, it was a real like thing from some dude, some Saudi guy. He's like, yeah, we could bring it. It's gonna lose 30% of its mass, but like you can fucking have clear drinking water. Who's fucking joining?
Hey, what a coincidence.
What's up, gamers?
What's up?
Yo, I'm here. I definitely took half an hour and not an hour, like I said.
You definitely didn't interrupt me talking about Saudi Arabia and bringing icebergs from Antarctica to Saudi Arabia.
Whoa, this lag is really laggy. Well, what's up?
I was talking about bringing icebergs
guys
to
hear me
Saudi
well?
Arabia.
And I was asking if you were live.
Am I? Yes, I am.
Oh, that's cool. Hey guys,
Just listening
we're on here,
to
we're
the
on fun.
glory that is
I'm making a custom.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
these plans.
Yeah, I don't. It was like it's a combination of like since they all of the drinking water in fucking Dubai. I think Dubai, either Dubai or Abu Dhabi, and I think it all comes from like desalinization plants, and that's causing the sea to become more saline, you know,
Saltified.
more saltified.
Just don't even try to.
Yeah,
be right.
and like it's just killing like fish because it's too salty, and it costs a ton of money to fucking keep pumping water through these giant salt filters. So the plan was, it's like, oh, get a tugboat, fucking tie a fucking iceberg up and just pull, because that would actually be cheaper than pumping water through the goddamn salt filters. It's whack.
The world is whack. And they're gone.
Yeah, they are. It's what we get for being in a public Discord server.
I mean, yeah. But more the merrier.
Yeah. So yeah, it's they said that it still
Scooping complete.
might be a reasonable plan.
The
Even
fact that it's even reasonable bugs me.
just at all.
It's like, at what point are you really that desperate that you say, hey, maybe dragging an iceberg from Antarctica to the middle of the desert might be a good idea to solve a problem?
It would.
That's just impressive.
I mean, fucking Dubai is already a pretty touristy destination, and just having an iceberg just sitting in the middle of like the ocean or like the sea next to like this desert city would definitely
So,
be a tourist attraction.
The question is, are they using the water and then pumping the waste back into the filtered waste back?
Yeah,
Or-
into the sea. Yeah. So when they
And obviously they're
Engage.
so it's like just becoming more and more salty as they pump it. But if you bring in a freshwater iceberg, then that'll fix a lot of that issues. A lot of that issues. That was a good sentence.
great sentence.
I find it, yeah, it's just, there's just not much to talk about during this thing, but if I find something interesting enough like that, like fucking Dragon Iceberg to Saudi Arabia, I'm gonna talk about it on stream.
I'm trying to think of like the latest meme I've seen. Let me look up on my phone to see what latest meme have saved.
I don't remember, but I've been going on 4chan for my memes now, and 4chan memes are... the good ones are really good, and the bad ones are very common and very bad.
So as most of the internet.
Yeah. But when you're on 4chan, there isn't just bad memes, there's faggotry, which is a technical term. I'm not discriminating against anyone, it's a technical term in the 4chan fucking, yeah. And some people are just reek more than others.
Lovely. So the latest meme that I have is the maybe you touched your genitals hand sanitizer.
Okay.
System scan complete.
And it just has that right on the label.
Maybe you touched your genitals.
I mean, it's a perfectly reasonable assumption. Maybe you did touch your genitals.
Maybe.
Engage.
Ugh. I'm disappointed that fucking just everything about MomoCon getting canceled, because there's just so much about that I was looking forward to.
I agree.
But at the same time, like, now I don't have plans, I can just do whatever. Like, I'm just
So
gonna...
much money just got freed up.
Exactly. Like, that would have been at least $200 or $300 from my end.
It would have been
Probably more.
than 2 or 3. It probably would have been close
Four.
to like
Four and a half.
4 or 5. Just because you say that you aren't gonna spend that much on like souvenirs and things.
Then you get there and it's like, oh,
Then
that
you
looks
say it was
cool.
Like, yo, that's crazy.
So I got freed up from MomoCon. I got all that money freed up. I got time freed up from a camp that I was supposed to be a camp counselor at. And now I just have, like, a Prius and cheap gas. So basically fate is lining everything up.
It's free at this point.
Yeah.
Let's get real.
Fucking fate is lining me up to just go on a goddamn road trip, or possibly multiple in 1 year. I'm gonna go to fucking Vegas. I said that already, but I've never been to Vegas. I feel like that would be a cool drive through the desert.
I've been wanting to go to Estes Park.
I don't know where that is.
It's in Colorado.
Nice. I have family in Colorado. Family that normally lives in Germany, and they have to come back because they don't actually have citizenship. They have to come back to the US and stay a year and then go back to Germany.
Ooh.
So they're in Colorado right now.
System
Right now I'm
scan
just
complete.
grinding through monsters.
I'm grinding through my fucking thing. I'm down to 314 jumps. I'm pi jumps away. 314.
I like pie.
I like Oreo. This is the half of the Oreo with no icing left that I have.
Oh heck yeah, I found a metal king slime. Dang it, he fled before I could kill him. I tried. I'm gonna have 2 members with metal slash.
I don't know anything about Dragon Quest. Is it just like a RPG? Just basic
It's a
turn-based?
JRPG, pretty much. So it's super turn-based, and you just there's a lot of grinding in the game,
Yeesh.
but like it gets to the point where like if you get ahead of the curve, you're really set off until like the late end of the game. Like this is the first time I've had to power level since I was like, I don't know, level 15.
Nice. I've been
And I'm
wanting to find a good...
62 right now.
I wanted to find a good JRPG, and I'm thinking Final Fantasy VI, like the actual SNES one, which I don't know what it was originally called in America, but like I think it was like Final Fantasy III in America, and they called it Final Fantasy VI literally everywhere else.
All I know is the pet powers are essentially the friendship powers, are the silliest looking cool team attacks ever.
In Final Fantasy or
Oh,
what?
No, in Dragon Quest.
Okay.
Because, like, they have this, like, completely different animations, and you watch, like, them do just dummy amounts of destruction, and then you get down to it, and it's like, oh man, I could have done that much damage in 10 moves.
I guess there must be like a spectacle to RPGs, because it's like not a genre that I know basically anything about.
All you need to know is the power of teamwork and friendship prevail over all. And also, you're going to get stabbed in the back for the sake of story, like, at least 10 times.
In any RPG.
Yeah. Oh, neat. That dude just blew himself up, and... and now I need to revive some of my members. Awesome.
Yeah, the only turn-based RPG I've ever played was fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Is that even... I don't... Yeah, that's a joke.
It's not really a joke.
It's not. But I played Undertale and it was awful. Temperature critical.
Well, to be honest, I still have not touched that game.
What, Undertale?
I have not touched Undertale yet.
Yeah, don't. It's not good. Or at least I don't like it. I really don't like it, and I made a whole video about that.
My girlfriend wants me to play it.
Ugh.
And I'm just like,
I still have your girlfriend's fucking shades
Ugh.
in my car.
This does not surprise me.
I don't know if she's complained about it or not, but...
She has not.
Okay, if she does, just tell her to fucking message me or whatever.
I'm pretty sure that she just forgot about it.
I'm just gonna show up somewhere where, like, a LAN party or something, and I'm just gonna be wearing them.
That goes without saying. How else are you supposed to look stylish?
I remember, I was at the end of the LAN party and fucking Wyatt said, you could be an e-boy with those.
I mean,
And that just
you
stuck
aren't
with
not
me.
wrong.
I don't
Like,
even 100% know what an e-boy is.
You don't want to know.
I guess it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like learning what a furry is the first time, probably. Something you can never unlearn.
Something you can never unsee.
Yeah. What was it in the stream the other day that you said something and I can't unsee it? Now I don't remember what it was.
Oh, the fact that that alien literally had sideburns for hair.
Oh, right.
Like, there's no distinction. His
It's-
entire hair, like, all of his hair is actually just his sideburns.
Yeah, okay. I remember now. And I was laughing during like a really serious cutscene, and I felt fucking bad because I'm just looking at the dude and it's like he's got sideburns.
Oh, absolutely. What else are you supposed to, do? Come on, he has literal sideburns for hair. Like, they just wrap around his entire head, though.
Imagine them wrapping around the front. Just over your eyes. I guess that's what a Wookiee is. Also, you're right about fucking Chewbacca being really, like, a thick-ass Wookiee.
Dude, Chewbacca is monstrously huge. Like, he's yoked.
You sure it isn't just, like, fluff?
If it was fluff, it'd be a lot more flowy.
Scooping complete.
You're right.
like, that man was thick.
He's like fucking just ripped, probably under all that fur.
Absolutely.
I have 310 jumps. It's been an hour and a half and I haven't even done 70 jumps. This is gonna be a long stream.
I agree.
I might be able to do it. If I just stop looking at the fucking map. I'll just go and keep going.
I mean, I've gone up 2 levels since I've started playing.
Module malfunction.
And the fucking frame shift malfunction does not help.
Oh, heck yeah, crit. Let's go.
Engage.
What else? What else is there to talk about for the next, like, 3 hours? Oh yeah, fucking...
System scan.
My school might be having a Counter-Strike team and I might be one of the players. If we get one more player, there will be a Counter-Strike team.
A good meme. I have not played that game since I was, like, super into it a lot. Like, I would say 5 years ago.
Yikes. That's before they changed all the sounds. All the guns have different sounds. I enjoy it, as long as I'm queuing with, like, good people that aren't gonna rage in chat.
At this point, it's just like, might as well just do whatever.
What do you mean?
Because, like, for me, I was super serious when I was playing for a while. And then it was like, what if I just don't?
What if I
Bang,
just...
bang. Wow, this game's a ton more fun.
If you don't care about being good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Silver 1, so I have plenty of fun.
Also, if you just ignore the op is always a trap. Especially if you're me.
I don't know, I have fun with the point-and-click adventure.
I do not do point-and-click adventures. I do look for meme challenges. Like, oh, I don't know. What happens if I just absolutely nade the living heck out of... Oh, I don't know. We'll go with B-site this time. And just see what happens.
You just got
And-
flashbangs and smokes and Molotovs.
And it gets to the point where it's like, it's a 50-50 chance that they just catch all of it.
Yeah.
And like, some of it's timing, but so long as you have like one person who can actually listen, or,
And
like,
just
have
cooperate.
just have a relative cooperation, you're gonna probably catch them at the right time.
That's why I'm excited to play with, like, other people that are always going to be queuing with me. Because, you know, just being able to coordinate with people
It really does make a huge difference.
makes the game more fun.
Mhm.
Did you go through the same thing with Overwatch that you did with Counter-Strike, is just stop playing it after a while?
Yeah, pretty much.
After fucking...
Except for with Overwatch, It was more of a, I would say burnout.
Yeah.
Like, I can still go back and play Counter-Strike if I want to,
Yeah.
but like going back and playing Overwatch now would, like,
You
I
just
did it.
wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I physically just can't enjoy the game.
That kind of sucks. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me with Counter-Strike. Because I enjoy Counter-Strike. And I don't really want to stop enjoying it.
Understandable. Ah, that is a gold dragon. Handy healable.
I still think my favorite game to meme in is TF2, just because there's so many meme, like, loadouts
Scan complete.
and just play styles. Like, just the whole concept of a trollger. I don't know how much you know about TF2, but just rocket jumping around and critting people with your melee in the air as you're rocket jumping. It's like, it's so difficult to pull off. Like, it's such a skill-based play style, but it's just such a joke because it does not belong. You can't win
Internet
games
FPS.
by doing that. Yeah. And TF2, like, they've tried a competitive scene, and it's just everything about the game just cements it as a casual game.
Yeah, the entire just build from like the characters to just the entire game itself, from like the weapons. It's just a silly game in
Yeah.
general.
Engage.
Which I think that's what kind of disappointed me about Overwatch, is that, like, they tried to go for the TF2 aesthetic with, like, oh, characters with personalities. But it's a competitive game. Okay. That's weird.
But it's a competitive game, so we actually have to make this somewhat serious.
Yeah. I haven't played TF2 in a long time. Probably a month. Not the longest time I've gone without playing it, but I used to play a shit ton of that game, but then my friends stopped playing it, so I didn't have people to play with, you know? Like, the friends that I met playing TF2 stopped playing TF2.
I think that's the nice part about like a lot of the friends that I originally made playing video games is they don't play the games that I had played that we played originally, but we still play a ton of different games now.
Yeah.
So like I originally met the gang playing like unfortunately Minecraft and Warframe. I know, burn me at the stake.
Minecraft is good, dude. Don't make fun of it.
I can't not. It's just too easy. It really is just too easy.
Have you not gone back to Minecraft?
Oh no, I'm not gonna deny the fact that I already went back to Minecraft and like played it again because it's fun.
It's fun. It won't not get fun.
But I've grown up a little bit and
Yeah.
modded Minecraft.
Nice. I was playing modded Minecraft like a couple weeks ago. And it was a good time.
My buddy has a server that he has for all the friend group, and it's great. but they're just certain mods that like will destroy a server no matter what. And it's really unfortunate because like you literally watch as the server destroys itself.
Ugh, that's upsetting to think about.
Because like you get to the point where it's like, oh hey, I have items that normally would actually take time to get, but I have so many of them I physically don't know what to do with them.
I'm a god and I can do anything and I have no goals anymore.
Yeah, it gets to that point, and then it's like, I'm a god, and hey, he's a god, and he doesn't care if I take his stuff. So, I'm
I'm
going to take his stuff.
there's a server. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a vanilla, unmodded, no rules, like anarchy server that's been around for 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's basically that. There's like fucking hierarchies and like social structures that have developed just because of how long the server's been around, and like people don't have goals anymore because everything's just
Yeah.
been destroyed 10 times over.
And
So it's like
normally it,
let's make a
normally it's not
religion
nearly
around a
that.
crafting table.
Yeah. Like, normally it doesn't get that bad. Like, it takes like at least years for that to happen.
Yeah.
For it to happen. But like, when you introduce some mods that just tend to do that, oh no.
Oh no.
I've made a mistake. This person has literally over like 50,000 emeralds or 50,000 diamonds. Like, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Didn't you say at one point you played like a D&D mod pack or some shit like that where you had like D&D spells or something? Or is that someone else that I was talking to?
I think it was someone else, but I know of like spells and stuff for like mods and for Minecraft. Just because like they're fun, it's fun to do spell stuff. But in terms of how do I put this? I suppose that like in terms of mods that I normally do is I normally tend to lean hard into the forestry mod
I
because
don't know too much about forestry.
that's the thing about it. Like, it's a mechanical mod, but it's also at the exact same time not.
Okay.
Like, it's not. You can optimize, but it's kind of a weird way to optimize.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, so one of the things is bees, and bees are the absolute bane of my existence, but I love them beyond compare. Because they were the first real way to get me into the game in general. At least into forestry in general. Because it's such a luck-based thing. All of it, everything you do is random chance and just trying to get the right freaking thing to happen is a total crapshoot. And it's just one of those words like, wow, never have I more understood that this is going to take so much work, like beyond reason levels of work in order to actually get this. But
Yep.
man, when I'm done, this is gonna be so cool. I'm going to have bees running a nuclear generator.
All right. That's kind of a ramp up of what I expected. It's like, oh, maybe bees like getting you wood or something like that. It's like,
Like, you
nope.
can do that,
Yeah.
but like, I'm talking about like the very, very end.
Yeah. Any Minecraft mod or like mod pack, like I've played a good handful of mod packs, and the ones that involve like generating power are just it's just so not insurmountable, but it's just such a task to figure those out. And like there's no way to figure it out in game, so you just have to fucking look it up.
Eh,
There's
I think-
mod pack that I started playing a while back that or like a month ago, called Sky Factory 4, and it's basically like Skyblock but modded to hell. And I got to a point where it's like, oh yeah, to do this you're gonna need to start generating power and doing this shit ton of fucking bullshit. And I'm like, alright, I'm done. Cause
There are a couple of mods like that where it's like they just burn me out.
yeah.
Scan complete.
Also, I'm going insane. For some reason, I cannot find the right door I'm supposed to go through.
Hey, I'm at 295 jumps left.
Better. I think I found the right door that I was supposed to go through.
I'm gonna chew a stick of gum, because I don't have any Oreos to crunch on. I'm out of Oreos.
I still have Oreos, but I want to save some for later.
I'm out of Oreos, and I'm out of goldfish. I got a box, like the largest possible box of goldfish you can get from Walmart, and I'm out of those.
Oh no. The
Module malfunction.
calamity.
I'm gonna have to venture out and buy
Whatever
food.
will you do?
Buy food with my federally subsidized neat bucks.
That I didn't get.
Are you still working?
Yeah.
Oh. So you're not getting the unemployment fucking bullshit that I'm getting.
Nope.
Engage.
Yeah, basically what happened to me was my boss came in and was like, hey, fuck you, buddy, you're not gonna get any money. And then the government was like, hey, buddy, it's not so bad. Here's $600 a week.
Here's money. Oh man.
I
You
don't
had me at money.
I don't deserve this, but I don't care.
System scan complete. Module malfunction.
Ugh. It does not help that my fucking light speed shit keeps malfunctioning.
Does seem like a you problem.
It's a ship problem. But it is partially my problem. And partially my fault. For not knowing that using the jet cones of neutron stars damages your fucking light speed drive.
I'm gonna BB.
System scan complete.
I just stopped talking, not realizing that I was still streaming. I guess there's not many people fucking still watching, I guess. I do not know what happened to all my viewers. This is the most tedious stream I'm gonna ever do, though. Like, video editing is one thing, but flying 300, almost 400 jumps from into the bubble in Elite Dangerous is probably the most tedious thing that I will ever do, and I will probably never succumb, never fucking, what's the word? Subject myself to this kind of torture. So that being said, I'm never gonna play Desert Bus on stream. I get a little closer to the star so I can fuel up a little bit faster. I'm just using refuel time as a way to look at fucking memes. I gotta be careful to not show 4chan on stream, though. This was good. I can't show these on stream because they're fucking cocks and vaginas everywhere.
Fuel scooping complete.
I can't show them on stream, and I won't show them in my Discord server, so you're gonna have to find them for yourself.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
I had a discussion about looking at memes on 4chan and trying to be careful to not show them on stream because there's just cocks everywhere.
Well, yeah, you're in 4chan. What you expect?
That's what sucks about finding good shit on there, is because half the time there's like a naked person. And it's just not good to share.
Imagine.
Module malfunction.
God damn it. Fucking module malfunction bullshit.
Depravity on 4chan.
Imagine degeneracy.
The human condition. Degeneracy.
Engage. System scan complete.
System scan complete. Ugh. I've had urges. Being stuck, not being able to like leave the county, has made me really want to just travel. Like, I really want to go specifically to the East Coast, like New England, Cape Cod, that kind of area, and also to the desert southwest.
Literally any place but here.
But specifically both of those places. And I don't know which I want to go to more. I just want to eat fucking fried fish in Cape Cod.
Fried fish in general just sounds good right now.
Yeah. You came back here really quiet again.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know my mic was here. Just fried fish in general sounds good.
Yeah. I could have grilled fish because I still have a tuna steak in my freezer. I'll probably make that tomorrow.
See, I've been wanting to eat, like, good food recently,
System scan.
but, like, with all the time I've spent studying and just, like, all the effort that I put into it,
To like,
anytime that I'm not, like, unwinding, I'm just wanting to veg out completely.
yeah, not spend the effort fucking cooking something up.
Yeah, literally anything.
I have been vegging out. I haven't been like focusing on finals because God knows I don't have finals. Because my fucking my instructors, I've said this before, they're just like not really communicating that well.
I mean, what do you do at that point when you are... What classes were you taking?
I was taking sound for film and video, documentary film, solo video journalism, and a portfolio class, and all of them required like checking out equipment
Yeah,
and being able to film stuff, and I just can't do any of that.
yeah. Like, what do you actually do at that point?
Like early in,
many-
like first couple weeks, my like documentary film and my audio instructor were like, yeah, like check out these videos, there's like a discussion group, and I think they've just given up at this point.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like, what do you do at this point, where everything has to be online and where you literally require your students to get out, like to go out and do something.
Yeah. I was excited in my documentary class. We were supposed to go to breweries, and I was excited to try some different beers. But that's not happening. Because I want to find some, like, good beer.
Engage.
I haven't had much beer, but I had a Blue Moon, and it was pretty good.
I'm having a victory dance right now.
Is that a IPA?
Indeed.
I could guess, just knowing your taste in beer.
Knowing my poor taste.
Poor taste.
Or lack of taste.
Yeah, just give me the bitterest thing you have.
Oh. Yeah, pretty much.
It's weird because my parents don't like bitter stuff, but I got a fat tire and I was like, ooh, this is fucking good.
I know there's an episode of SciShow where they actually talk about, like, people's, like, perception of bitter and, like, how it, how each person's is different.
Interesting.
Like, to some people, like, levels of bitter are completely different, and it's crazy.
System scan complete.
I can't remember where I like read this or like saw it in a video, but like knowing that spicy is not an actual flavor, but it is like a measurement of pain
Yeah.
because it's an actual neurotoxin that hurts, and that you don't develop a tolerance, you just can just suffer through the pain more.
Yeah.
But there's also, it feels like there's different kinds of bitter as well. Like, dark chocolate compared to beer is way different.
Yeah, I suppose.
At least it feels it. I'd still rather drink a craft soda than a craft beer, if I'm going to be completely honest.
No, that's understandable. Finally, killed the mimic.
Mimic.
Yeah. It was a Pandora's box, essentially. It's essentially just a big old mimic.
I keep having Discord discussions with MJ, who, like, in this Discord for the Dungeon Masters in the Gamers Club, she keeps saying, like, oh, let's make a fucking town where all the houses are mimics. Like, no, that's stupid and dangerous.
That is a literal kill. Like, you're. Well, I guess we're just gonna TPK.
Yes. And the fucking the decks. She always does like these really dumb things, like the decks of many things or the decks of wild magic and all that dumb shit. And I think a lot of the dumb ideas that can be had could be fun, but just decks bring the game to such a crawl.
I do think that they do. I think that it's like a one. It should be a once a time like use.
Like one card per day kind of thing.
Yeah, or like session.
Yeah.
Just because it does grind it to a halt. Without a doubt.
I would kill to play some D&D, and
I agree. I've been really wanting to play.
and this is a time that I'm upset that I don't have my own character sheet for that campaign, because for whatever reason she was like, yeah, I'll keep track of them, and then all of a sudden, hey,
Scooping complete.
we can't get to you anymore. Let's see how many. 283 jumps. It's almost 100 over the span of 2 hours. Oh god, I might go back on my fucking stream title. Because it's already been 2 hours and I haven't even done 100 jumps.
Ugh.
I didn't think this through.
Clearly.
I don't know what it is about me, but I'm just not good at really long streams. Maybe it's just that I need to get up and fucking move around.
Module malfunction.
Having a co-host does help, though.
Why, thank you.
Especially when chat is just dead. Like, there hasn't been a chat message for almost an hour, and it makes me upset.
Oof.
I think you scared him off.
I think I did. I mean, rightfully so. I'm a scary person.
They come for me. They leave because of you.
Rightfully so. I'm a scary person.
Engage.
Did I tell you I got a bike? I feel like that's a thing I can talk about on stream.
Do you know that you got one?
It's a Trek, and it's almost identical to my old bike that got stolen.
Yeah, you actually mentioned it on last stream.
And it's good, and I bought it with my neat bucks.
You said.
Do you have one? Could go on like a bike ride?
I mean, I have a bike, and I could go on a bike ride. It's pretty decent.
I don't even know like what kind of weather. Hey Google, what's the weather like tomorrow?
I mean, I'm in no position to go on a bike ride tomorrow.
With a high of 66 and a low of 40.
Yeah, it's alright.
Once I'm done with my finals, I'll think about it, but like,
Yeah, you should focus.
probably.
I have this like instinctive like feeling, this gut feeling that there's stuff I should be doing, but there really isn't, which is just not a good feeling.
It really isn't. Don't worry, that'll all go away in like,
A month and a half.
yeah, I'd probably say a month.
I want to just... I literally am about to just go for a fucking road trip and just camp in my car.
Well,
Because I could lay my seats down and I would have plenty of room to sleep.
go camping in the Prius.
Yeah, dude. Deceptively large car.
Meep meep. Ah,
Oh, hey, we were talking about how there's no one here. Now there's more people here.
oh, cool. It's because you talked about. I knew it.
Say what?
It's because you talked about camping.
Yeah. This is now the camping stream. We just talk about camping while playing a video game about space.
That's-
I haven't done camping. I don't do... I never was one to go camping. Just at all.
So, last time I went camping was when I went with my girlfriend to Backbone.
Module malfunction.
Like, I'd probably say early August or late June or July.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you last time I went camping. Like, when I was a kid, basically.
Dude, camping's a blast.
I feel like it's a good... If you can find some, like, space just away from everyone, that would be a good thing to do during all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did the math a while back, and I found out it actually would be cheaper for me to fly to Vegas than it would be to drive.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Even in my Prius.
Yikes. That's insane.
Do you know what happened with oil? Like, why...
Oh yeah, it went negative.
It went
for a
negative because they got all the fucking, like, orders to pump it. And they're like, gas companies were like, yeah, we need oil because it's, like, people are going to start traveling soon. And then people didn't start traveling. It's like, alright, we don't want that oil anymore. But we just pumped all of it. What do you
can't put
want
it
us
back
to
in
do?
the ground.
We can't put it back in. We can't store it. What do you want us to do?
Scan complete.
We'll pay you to take it from us.
That's just insane.
It's such a meme.
Absolutely. going insane.
You're playing an RPG, what do you expect?
I'm playing a JRPG.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
System scan.
I
Complete.
actually don't have to refuel here.
Module malfunction.
I feel like I'll get my jumps down to 200 and then I'm just not gonna continue streaming. Or if I like
Yeah.
take a like 10-minute break and come back.
I'm sure that'd be fine.
Engage.
I'm going crazy.
I'm going crazy. I'm going stir crazy.
How in the world do I get there? Whatever, I need to go save. You know, I wonder if that opened. Maybe.
You know who's going stir crazy is my dad. Cause you look at him and you don't think of him as someone who's like constantly working and like just doing stuff.
I don't know, I feel like he actually is though. But like
Yeah.
I feel like he's like that Ron Swanson guy who like
He-
kind of person who just refuses to like let anything control his life except for him.
That's exactly what he is. He's like he's just Ron Swanson incarnate, basically. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm turning into as well. But
I
just
strive to be like Ron Swanson.
yeah. I don't know how much if you're actually a libertarian though. Just want to destroy the government from the inside.
I mean, I'm going for a government job. What do you think?
It's hard to tell if you actually do want to destroy it from the inside or not.
I think that everyone except for the people in the actual Forest Service, are literal dime a dozen backstabbing scumbags
That the
who need term limits.
the Department of the Interior is the only department that's worth a damn.
Don't lump the Department of the Interior with the Forest Service. They're
Isn't
different.
Isn't the Forest Service part of the Department of
It
the
is.
Interior?
It is.
Okay.
That's like saying all squares are all rectangles are squares,
You're a square.
but all squares are rectangles.
Yeah.
It's
like-
not the same.
Okay. The Department of National Park Service is the only department worth a damn.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're like the next in line but still kind of a scumbag department.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like that's a good point, is that term limits would solve a lot of problems. I don't
Term
like
limits would solve so many problems, but they're never gonna make it.
no. I don't like to get too political. That's probably the most political thing that I will say on stream, just cuz I don't like give a shit, but like term limits, they're necessary.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah. I have like no mana.
I noticed that about Canada, and that the Prime Minister does not have term limit.
Hmm.
And I know that a lot of people hate him, and he just keeps getting reelected.
Because nobody else runs against him. Well, they run against him, but it's not really much of a choice.
It's like the party basically saying, yeah, we need a representative. Okay, I'll half-ass it. Which, in all honesty, I think is what's gonna happen with the fucking U.S. election this year.
System scan
I
complete.
think that it'll be literally anybody but.
Anybody but what?
Like, in general, just input name here. Anybody but input name here. That's the way the voting is gonna be done.
Yeah. That's kind of what it was like in 2016.
I think that's just the way the voting's done in general now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Upsetting but true.
Yep.
Like all the write-ins for fucking Harambe.
Oh, good memes.
Best
Best memes.
2016 was such a good year. I
Yeah.
feel like, to be perfectly honest, I think 2016 was like the best meme year of that decade.
Yeah.
Just the Cubs winning the World Series, Donald Trump getting elected president. What else? Just a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Just a whole bunch of absurd things happening. And then more absurd things happening.
Just
Welcome
one
to
right
2020.
after another.
Scan complete.
Welcome to 2020.
Oh god. Fucking, there's already like Vietnam flashback memes about 2020.
God, I hate that those actually exist.
Just
And are
Vietnam.
actually somewhat functioning memes.
That people are gonna have 2020 flashbacks.
Mhm. Run away.
I feel like last year was one of the worst years for memes. Just, it was so boring. It's like Keanu Reeves, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Here I am talking about the fucking meme economy.
Don't hate on the meme economy. There are people who live and die by the meme economy.
I will talk about memes all day, but I will likely not try to ever make a meme.
I've made
'Cause-
one and I was happy with going positive.
If it's extreme, if it's like absurdly necessary, or it's like this opportunity staring me in the face and no
It's
one
too
else
easy.
taking it, and I'll just do it. I'll just fucking make a meme.
Module malfunction.
I'll use someone else's template because fuck making your own template.
Oh man, I did it. I figured out the puzzle. I'm not an idiot.
You're not smooth brain.
I mean, I don't know about that one, but I'm not an idiot.
I feel like my brain was pretty much smooth during fucking when I was playing Star Wars. Because whatever puzzle segments that happened during that stream were just, I just could not operate.
I was pretty happy, like, being able to big-brained gamer mind.
It's like, oh yeah,
My way-
swing on the plug. Like,
Oh yeah. Swing on the plug, see what happens.
did not consider that was even an option.
I was like, huh, that looks like a big old dangly rope. Neat.
Neat. It actually works. There
That
was a...
moment when your insanity actually works, huh?
Huh? What? It worked. Just roll a nat 20, yeah, what? What did I do?
Pretty much. After I get done with this segment, I should really go back to calculus.
Are you gonna continue being my co-host?
Oh, of course. Calculus doesn't take that much brain power.
System scan
Sorry, this doesn't take up that much brain power.
module malfunction.
That's why I kind of chose this game as a game to play today, because I'm feeling smooth. So,
Very smooth.
and this is just aim your ship, push a button, and then like wait, and
Yeah.
rinse and repeat until you make your way to home fucking station.
I mean, I'm playing Dragon Quest, so JRPG. Oh man.
Like I said, I want to play a JRPG, and I'm thinking either Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy
Chrono
VI
Trigger
to start
is a-
with.
Banger.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. If that's your like first intro to like any form of like hardcore JRPG, suggested, without a doubt. It's a banger.
Nice. It's like $15 on Steam. I just
That
have other
or-
games to veg out on or to
Um,
finish.
I really like Trials of Mana or Secrets of Mana.
I put Trials of Mana on my wish list, but that game's kind of
Trials of-
expensive.
That's because it got remade.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And it's a refuel star. That means time to tab out and look at 4chan.
Oh, check. I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna send this to you. Hold on. I'm not showing this on stream, but I'm just gonna DM this to you on fucking Discord.
Alright. Better be top kek meme.
It's going to be a Top Keck meme. It just feels topical. Just because
I've seen that one, but it's so good.
yeah. I mean, just because I sent you the fucking Mongolian throat singing yesterday, I was just like, yeah, it's fitting.
I still can't believe that I also guessed that right. But like, also at the exact same time, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just looking at inappropriate bullshit that I can't say on stream because most of it's racist or nudity.
Whoa, what do you mean, or?
Sometimes both.
There you go. That's the 4chan I know. Let's go through the left door first. That does appear to be the correct path. Oh man, the pathway's opened up. Hell yeah. I have like no mana whatsoever.
I am looking at this you laugh you lose thread. There's a picture of the president with his McDonald's like gourmet buffet set up, and there's a reply saying, "I'm fucking up that pile of quarter pounders, grabbing some pussy and smashing some support staffer's ass."
I love it.
Good fucking conversation banter.
Doopy 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 doo.
Fuel scooping complete.
That's the alert that I wanted to hear.
What alert?
Fuel scooping complete so I can continue on my fucking long-ass journey.
That's good. I'm slowly going insane by the frickin' trials portion of this game. Only slowly though. Because I haven't hit a save point in fucking ages.
Yikes.
Engage.
I feel like I'm gonna need to go back. Well, I finally hit a save point, so thank goodness. I'm gonna save and then do some more calculus. Yee yee. That is not a yee yee moment.
That is not.
that is not what that is.
Oh, I'm gonna do calculus. Yee yee. No.
No, no,
No.
no. Stop that. You're only hurting yourself.
How much money? I only have 3 million credits. There's new fleet carrier ships. I don't know if they have like a better jump range on them, but they cost 5 billion.
Oh. Billion numbers.
Yeah, they're not. They're in beta, so I don't think they're actually out in the official release yet. But yeah, 5 bajillion.
Because you totally needed an extra billion on there.
Yeah. You need them 3 extra digits.
Yep.
I think this ship cost like 75,000 or something like that. I think the other ship I have waiting for me costed like 19 million or something. Because it's like a fucking... It looks like a Lamborghini. And it flies like a Lamborghini. That is to say, very fast. Actually, more like a Bugatti Chiron.
I'm gonna beer real quick.
Alright. I got to talk shit behind his back, because he's not listening, maybe. I don't know if he's listening, he's spying. Can always come back to watch the stream later. It's not good. It's not a good time. Yeah, I'm gonna get with my neat bucks, I'm gonna buy a new drawing tablet. One that actually has a screen and one that's bigger than fucking 9 inches or whatever mine is. Because mine is tiny and shitty. And I want to actually, like, make progress.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm talking about how I'm gonna buy a new drawing tablet so I can actually make progress on my show.
Crazy.
Because right now I have this little tiny ass piece of plastic that I can't draw a straight line on for shit because it's so small. And my screen is too big. And yeah, I've had like so many ideas festering in my brain about what I want to do with my show. And I just can't do anything with them until I can like draw.
That definitely would seem to be the limiting factor there.
Though I'm juggling in my head whether I want to get like a camera instead, just so I can, you know, use it to make money and then use that money to buy a tablet.
I got nothing.
I don't know. I feel like either way, like, whatever I buy will pay for itself within a year.
Fair.
It'll take me a while to actually get good at drawing. Even though I'm already pretty good with a camera. Decisions. Or I could, you know, pay off a shit ton of, like, student loan debt.
Not a bad idea.
And just not have to deal with that in the future.
Definitely not a bad idea.
Probably the reasonable thing that I'm going to be doing. Oh, I'm going to a red dwarf star. Is that offensive? Red dwarf? I don't think red.
No.
I don't think red is used as much.
No.
You know, in the like couple years ago, the Redskins controversy, like a bunch of white people complaining, it's like,
Oh yeah.
you're calling them Redskins, and then actual American Indians saying like, "Well, I don't really care."
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I remember watching. There's another YouTube channel that I started popping up in my recommendations that's all about these like weird sports like oddities that ended up with people like pushing the rules to their absolute limits.
Oh, are you talking about the kicker with only like with no toes?
That's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, that dude's crazy.
It's like he basically said like, yeah, if you're just hitting the ball with a blunt surface like that, you're just basically hitting it with a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
And
much, and it's crazy.
They had to make a rule about it. It's like, yeah, you have to have the same shoes. You can't have like funky shoes.
Yeah, that's
Also,
crazy.
he kicked for so long with no shoe on that foot.
Yeah, Like, what,
Like,
what do you do?
How the hell, dude? That's gotta hurt. Maybe it doesn't.
The guy has no. You know, wonder if he had nerve damage down there because he had them removed,
Maybe.
or they weren't there.
Just no nerve endings on that part of his foot.
Yeah.
That might have been it. And he could just, like, push himself to the absolute limit because of... Just put every amount of force he can into it because he doesn't have to fucking...
Absolutely destroy the ball.
Yeah.
This is what it's like to go even further beyond.
Oh, dude. My next YouTube video is about that show. I caught up with it, and it's just like... I really
I'm
love
literally
that
just
show.
imagining a dude with like half a foot, just with freaking, just screaming and like yellow hair, and I'm just like,
Just Super Saiyan mode.
yeah, Super Saiyan, half a foot. This is what the next evolution in humanity looks like.
Just no toes. Just
No
hooves.
toes.
Imagine like a fucking satyr with like hooves. Like horse-sized feet. And just...
And weird knees.
Yeah.
God, the horses and goats have weird ass knees.
Yeah, I was catching up with My Hero Academia. I was like, hey, I should make a video about this finally. It's not a review, but it's like... It's a video. It's already recorded, so I should get to work on it.
Yeah.
That's basically what I've been using my time for. I reviewed Parasite, which I don't know if you've seen that
Saw
show.
that, and I have seen the show, and I haven't seen the review yet,
Okay.
and so I'm like waiting to look at it, because I've just been so busy, and it's like, bruh.
Yeah. You'll appreciate the Parks and Rec joke that I threw
I'm
in.
sure.
The Ron Swanson. I had to do motion tracking in After Effects with that, and it took forever because I'm not good at motion tracking.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not bad at it. I'm just, like, barely decent.
Yeah.
It's not even that I'm bad at it, it's just that I have to, like, let my computer analyze it, which basically holds the computer hostage until it's done.
Makes sense.
Oh, what a chore this is to fly.
Could be doing calculus.
Nah, I'd rather not.
I mean, I'm sure that you're right.
Are you, quiet? You're kind of quiet again. Your mic kind of far.
Right now.
That's better.
Yeah, I just had to move my mic closer.
Like, I don't notice it, but I can look at my volume meter.
Mm-hmm.
That always, like, jumps to the same spot. So,
Yeah, makes sense. My brain is just too smooth for this right now.
I like how smooth brain has become a thing.
I guess.
More or less.
I'm gonna wait to do something else.
Module malfunction.
Oh, I spent all that time refueling and I hit the button and module malfunction.
Good meme. Whoops. Beerby. I'm thinking about grabbing some, like, ramen and make food stuff.
Rum? Rum and? Did I hear that right? Or ramen? Oh, he's gone.
Engage.
Hey, is there anyone in chat? Because I need chat. It's been over an hour.
Engage.
Oh. I'm like waiting for Craig to get back before I say anything. I need more Dr. Pepper.
System scan complete. Module malfunction.
I feel like this is a binary system. I feel like some of the systems in this game are the stars are close enough that the tidal forces should just be tearing both of them apart. Like in No Man's Sky, how all the fucking planets are so close together.
Engage.
Though no one cares about realism in No Man's Sky. But for whatever reason, people care about realism in this game. A game about light speed spaceships. a game that I don't think has the ability to get a spaceship that doesn't have a light speed thing on it. Welcome back, Bear Kwai Desu. It's been a while. Chat has been dead without you. Though Craig has been here, so I don't know where he is now getting food, I assume. He said either rum or ramen, and I can't decipher. Probably not rum because he said he was working on his calculus. Though I could actually go for some rum right about now. I've got some. Maybe it's ramen with rum broth. That doesn't sound very appetizing. Now, ramen with like beer. Ramen. Ugh. I don't know. Ramen with like beer broth, that would be okay. It wouldn't be great. No, I beer boiled brats. Beer boiled bratwurst. Say that 10 times really fast. That would be fucking really good. I'm just like, this is gonna turn into food fantasy stream if I keep talking about food. I might go take a break, take a shot of rum, and come back. Just because I'm gonna go insane. Beer battering Big Bass. I was about to read that as base, but then it's food, so it's gonna be fish. The fish base. I've got something important that I'm gonna say when Craig gets back. That happened to me yesterday. Probably the most interesting thing that happened to me yesterday. Actually, not the most interesting thing. There's two interesting things. And only two. I would kill for some beer boiled brats.
Oh man, I made ramen noodles.
Aw, man. I couldn't tell if you, like, you left, like, and it was kind of unclear. I don't know if you said ramen or rum, and I don't know.
Yes.
Did you get both?
I have the ability to get both.
I'm about to
but
go,
I
like,
at the moment.
I'm about to go take a couple shots of rum. Because I just want to make this game more bearable. But then if I don't know, if I get drunk, I'm just gonna crash my ship into a fucking star.
Doubt.
Is this stream PG or adult? What?
Yes.
One of those. I have to tell you the only two things that happened to me yesterday that were interesting. One, I went to run errands with my mom, which included dropping off packages to a lot of the teachers' aides that she works with.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like AIDS.
Yeah, AIDS, the disease.
Yes.
But one of they call them para educators or just paras. One of them lives out in the country and has like this little farmette kind of type thing, and they had
cool.
fucking baby ass ducks, just baby ducks,
Oh, yeah.
and I got to pick up and hold a
great.
couple baby ducks,
It's lit.
and it was awesome. And then the second interesting thing that happened to me yesterday was I found a mushroom growing in one of my potted plants. Just a little mushroom. And it died overnight because it's little and it doesn't need to last long.
Yeah.
because it's the fruiting body and only needs to be out enough to release spores.
Pretty much.
Which I'm hoping means that there will be more mushrooms in the future, just because it's kind of cool. How soft were the ducks? On a scale of like 1 to 10, with 1 being like a porcupine and 10 being a chinchilla, probably like a 7, like a 6 or 7.
I figured that they'd be around a 6.
Yeah,
We know they're baby ducks, so
they're
like
baby
more
ducks.
fluff than feather
Yeah,
at this point.
like a cat is a bit softer. Softer than a dog, not as soft as a cat. Depending
Dogs
on
can
what,
be pretty soft.
yeah, depending on what kind of dog. Like I'm talking just lab. Generic dog number 10.
Generic dog.
That's-
What kind of breed do you have? Generic.
Generic. That's like, instead of a mutt, it's just generic. He's
I gotta
just
start using that.
he's just
what
dog.
Kind of breed of dog do you have? Dog.
dog.
I have dog breed.
I have dog breed number 8.
What kind of food do you give it? Dog food.
Dog food. I mean, that's kind of how I describe my parents' cat. He's just cat. Like, there's no breed. At least not that I care about. He's just a fat cat.
Yeah.
What dog do you have? Name brand or generic?
Name brand.
I like it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's like when you're talking about like a knockoff, I like to call it like the Diet Coke of whatever.
I think you mean Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
You keep getting quiet, or you like have your microphone away so you can actually
Right there.
say something.
Hello?
Yeah, that's better.
Chicken butt.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm about to go fucking take just 1 shot of rum just to make it a slightly more tolerable. Why get Dr. Pepper when there's Mr. Pibb? Oh, you can fuck off.
You, sir, made a correct choice.
God damn it. We're gonna have the goddamn Pibb argument. I remember, I can't remember who it was. I was talking to someone in Discord,
Complete.
and I don't believe it was you. Someone was complaining. It's like, yeah, I want to go to a restaurant and I want to order a Coke, and they say, is Pepsi all right? It's like, no, Pepsi's not all right. I wanted a Coke.
Oh, yeah.
And I said the thing to remedy that is you just get fucking Dr. Pepper because it's available anywhere, and if it's not available, you just get Sprite. That's what I do. There's a knockoff called Dr. Shasta. Is that real?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
I'm pretty sure.
like Dr. whatever and like Mr. whatever. There's a lot of like weird knockoff names for sodas, and they're
Dr. Thunder is my favorite.
Dr. Thunder, yeah. The Hy-Vee ones are bizarre.
It's just so absurd.
It's like Mountain Drive, like gross. It sounds like I'm drinking like leaking fucking coolant from a car.
Sounds like I'm drinking a road trip.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. It's like, ugh. I can taste the rubber from the
Taste
tires.
the road trip.
I'm gonna take a can of Mountain Drive and actually drive on a mountain if I'm gonna fucking go to Vegas.
Complete.
That'd be a pretty good meme.
I've wanted to do like a road trip live stream and have someone read chat to me. I think that would be an interesting meme.
I also need to not mess up my buttons when I'm playing League. It's kind of like the worst game to mess up your buttons.
Kroger has like extreme citrus drop instead of Mountain Dew.
What?
Extreme. Hold on. Throttle down. Extreme citrus drop. Hold on. What is this? Is this real? Extreme, like with an X.
Wait, with an X? Oh my god, that's great.
Oh my god. It's real.
That's great.
I love it. Nice. It's Big K brand. I mean, I feel like anyone who has like their state grocery store can make fun of their other state grocery store.
That's pretty good.
There's a just I don't know, people could probably make fun of Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
I make fun of Hy-Vee. I don't care.
Please let me leave here. Thank you.
Are you not doing your calculus?
I am not. My brain has become too smooth.
I mean, it's like 10:30.
I mean, your point is...
The smoothening has begun.
That is a shit ton of AP damage.
What the hell is Hy-Vee? First of all, you spelled it wrong. Second of all, it's the popular grocery store in Iowa. More popular than Walmart, believe it or not.
System scan complete.
This is another star system with 3 stars. These are becoming very common, just being out this far in space. I don't know which one is orbiting which. I feel like that becomes a non-issue once the stars or whatever celestial bodies are the same mass.
Because then they orbit at the exact same. They just orbit around the center of mass.
Yeah. There's a bug in this game in one system where a moon is way too close to another planet and it just orbits, like you can visibly see it moving, and it orbits like once per minute or something like that, or once every 2 minutes. And people have landed on the fucking moon and it's just whipping through space.
Crazy.
I don't remember if I've been there myself, but I know it exists. Oh no, I'm going to a brown dwarf star. I can't think the words brown dwarf anymore.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know if I want more Dr. Pepper, I just want to like go get some fucking rum. I could do
Just
both.
Pull trigger.
Pull trigger?
Yeah.
Just do the rum.
Oh, I'm dead. Just get the rum. What's stopping you?
What? Nothing.
My point.
I just want caffeine to keep me awake. Maybe I can do both.
I mean, mixed drinks exist.
Yeah.
And rum and Dr. Pepper isn't all that far from a rum and Coke.
I don't know if coconut rum would be that good though, because that's all I've got.
I'm sure it'd be fine.
Yeah. When I need to refuel, I'll probably get some. Or I'll just, like, take the shot and then come back and just crack open a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I totally messed up that freaking wombo combo in League. That
You're
makes me
playing
really sad.
League of Legans now.
Lasers. Yeah, I am. Oh, still got the kill. I'm the best.
Comply.
Messed it up, still got the kill.
Engage.
Alright, I'm gonna have to refuel at the star. Meaning, I will hit the BRB screen and get drink.
Get drank.
Give me 1 second to line up. Alright. I will be back. Not starting soon, BRB. If you want to keep co-hosting, Craig, go for it.
I plan on it. Blub blub.
Welcome to the
Indeed.
museum, otherwise known as the aquarium.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
Host.
So, what's your take on airline food?
Man, fucking airline food. Holy fuck, dude. It is so good. Ah, just a nice cold sandwich, eh? Nice and good. Oh man.
Cold salami.
And
Best.
some grapes. Ah, can't get enough of some fucking grapes.
Just
Is
the
Wes
app-
taking a shit?
No, he's making a drink.
A drink, you say? How
Yeah,
funny would
right.
it be if I just left and then he like rewatched the stream and was like, "Wait, James was here"? That'd be pretty funny. But
mean-
he's not gonna rewatch the stream.
Absolutely not. This is a 2-hour stream. That would be mine.
Haha. If I left right now, it could just be our little secret that I joined.
I agree. Could be. Goodbye. Lover. Welcome back.
I'm back. And I got a Dr. Pepper and also just took 1 shot of rum.
Nice.
I can see why they put rum on rescue dogs, like a fucking keg of it or whatever. Not a keg, but you know what I mean. Because it makes you feel warm inside, even though it doesn't actually heat you up.
Yep.
It's a good feeling.
Oh, I'm really bad.
At League of Legans.
Yeah, I am like. It's okay. I'm still doing well because I'm still 5-2. It's okay, but I'm playing ARAM and eating, so it's fine. Not like this game takes heal.
Someone in chat said, "Is that ramen treating you good?"
It's treating me fantastically. It hasn't abused my gut yet, so.
That was a good can opening sound. Use that for your videos. It's royalty free. Either that or it's owned by Dr. Pepper, which I'm not sure. I haven't had ramen. My dad, when I moved into my apartment, bought me like a fucking 48 pack of ramen. Because,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
oh, the stereotypical, like, college student is gonna fucking make ramen every night, and I've only made it, like, 3 times in a year. Because I actually know how to cook. Also,
I don't know.
next time I make ramen, I'm putting fucking sesame oil on it.
That makes sense.
Engage.
Oh shit. Alright.
Still got her. Good meme. That's what you get, bitch.
I want a breakfast burrito now, not gonna lie. It's Cinco
Yo,
de
I-
Mayo. Forgot to mention that. Happy Mexican
My dad
Tuesday.
made tacos.
Nice.
Yeah. Great.
I wish my dad enjoyed Mexican food at all. Then I could have Mexican food more often. It's Taco Tuesday and also Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. It's like literally the best of the best.
Yeah.
Engage.
Sink in the mayo. No. Not quite.
Name's Ezra. E-Z. Oh, you're dead.
I have 234 more jumps. I feel like I can actually do this now. I might actually just fucking bite the bullet and do the rest of this. Unless you have to leave, then my co-host is gone.
have-
It's gonna fall apart.
I have nowhere to go.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I feel like I need to buy my roommate another bottle of rum because I've been the only one to drink out of it.
Nah.
Nah. It's expensive.
System scan complete.
It wasn't even his. Like, he had a friend over and they had, like, a party and they made a mixed drink. Like a fruity some bullshit with pineapple
You
juice.
mean jungle juice?
I don't fucking know, dude. I just drink it straight up. I don't care.
Give me a little bit to grab some rum, and then I'll be down to join. I need to finish up this game. I already had a single beer. Beer before liquor, no sicker. Liquor before beer and clear.
If I wanted more, I'd have to go out and get it. But for now, I've got my Dr. Pepper. It'll last me for a while.
I just got murder-related.
Have you seen anything about the new Riot game, Valorant?
I have.
Because I haven't seen much of it, but it looks interesting. But if
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
be on a Counter-Strike team, I don't really want to fucking mess up my game sense by playing it.
You won't.
Really?
It's essentially Counter-Strike.
I mean, it could be... I'm worried that it's just different enough that it's just gonna fuck with me.
Nah. Same game functions, the spread pattern's a little different on weapons.
I know that,
Hey, I'm back for the first time. What's up?
welcome, I guess.
Hello, lover.
Hey.
I had to, like, tab out. Now Craig is really quiet compared to you. I might have to adjust your volume. Hold on. I just had rum.
Yo. You had rum, you say.
I had, I don't have a shot glass, so I poured some into a coffee cup and just eyeballed it, so I might have had more than a shot.
Eyeballs rum. What a hero.
You should just drink the whole bottle.
I don't
Just
know,
go
dude.
for polls at this point.
Just what?
Just go polls at this point.
I don't know what that is.
Just tugs out of the bottle.
I've heard that if you take alcohol up the ass, you'll like get more drunk faster.
Yeah, it's called
I mean,
butt
well-
chugging. And don't do it because it's dangerous.
Fuck you can't tell me what to do.
This is the first time I've had drinks on stream.
That sounds like such an unfun thing to do at a party, like just to take alcohol up the ass. Like, it just sounds such like a, like you wouldn't want to do it, you know?
Sounds like a poor way to live. Oh, this man just
Yeah.
absolutely decimated me.
Imagine needing to be drunk that bad.
Yeah, it's like, can't you just drink like from a can and just enjoy
Like you're
yourself?
already drinking like hardcore, like 40 to 50% alcohol freaking drinks. Like,
Yeah.
do you really need it up the butt?
And like ruin your liver. Oh yeah. I can feel I since I'm such a lightweight, I don't drink often. So I can already like, you know. Whoa. I'm not gonna crash my ship. Totally not.
Oh,
System scan complete.
James, what since you're here now and I was gonna talk about My Hero Academia. Have you seen
Oh,
it, Craig?
fuck yeah.
yeah, I have.
Okay. Have you caught up with
Dude.
what they've got or what?
I have not.
Okay.
How
But-
far are you, Craig?
I have not seen any of the third season.
Okay.
Oh.
That's quite a bit.
But you finished season 2 though, right?
I did.
Nice, dude. You know, that's perfect because you can watch the movie, which takes place between season 2 and 3, and like that's perfect.
The movie was good. I haven't seen the second movie and I wanted to know your opinion, James. Which one is better?
Okay, I liked the first one more.
Okay.
I made a video that partially explains why I like the first one more. You probably haven't seen it yet, right? Because of spoilers.
I haven't seen the second one. I've seen
But
I've seen the video.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's got spoilers, dude.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's one of the reasons why. Because the ending was like really bullshit. But also, I felt like the story. I just didn't really the characters as much.
Ah.
The main characters were great, but they introduced these new characters that I felt like weren't as strong as Melissa. Like I liked the emotional connection to the Melissa and David a lot more than the new characters they introduced. And I like the villain and all, but I it wasn't quite as strong as the first movie, in my opinion. But I've heard other people say they liked the other.
I really
I'll be
don't.
honest,
Yeah, go on.
a good villain is like almost synonymous for me for good game. Sorry, for good like movie in general. Just because it's so reliant, for at least for my opinion, to be based off of the actual villain
Yeah.
in terms of how good the movie is.
Have you
If
seen?
you're gonna have a superhero movie, you need to have a incredible villain.
Have you seen No Country for Old Men?
Oh yeah,
Okay, that's got a fantastic villain.
oh, I'm bad.
I accidentally deselected my my waypoints and I had to reset it.
Module malfunction.
Why does it take 4 hours to travel somewhere in this game?
Cause it's fucking huge, dude. It's the size of our Milky Way galaxy.
Damn, and you can't like fast travel or anything.
I mean, you can go light
That
speed, but
is the fast travel.
fast travel is jumping between stars.
Yeah, like that is the fast travel.
It's ridiculous. I could just I have the option of self-destructing and respawning in a ship that I own in the bubble, but I miss out on a whole shit ton of money I've collected, or like I've collected map data which I could sell, and I would miss out on like millions of dollars or whatever if I didn't fly back. And it's a pain in the ass.
Engage.
But I might be a nihilist. Or not a nihilist. What is the term?
Masochist.
Masochist, that's it.
Makes sense.
James, have you not watched Full Metal Alchemist?
Not yet.
Also a fantastic series.
My roommate is watching it for the first time, and I'm watching it with him, and I've seen it before, and I've like forgotten the individual episodes, but I remember the major plot
Overarching
points.
plot.
Yeah. I swear, James, that you were one of the people who recommended it to me, but I guess not.
No, that was the guy we had the podcast with.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's probably it's a toss up, but it's probably my favorite anime that I've seen series wise. But for movie anime, fucking Spirited Away, 100%. Have you watched Spirited Away yet? Didn't you say?
Not yet. I don't know if I want to watch it alone.
Okay. It is
Maybe I might watch it with my brother. I don't know if he's seen it yet.
nice. It's a good movie.
But yeah, everyone's telling me it's like the best movie ever, or the best anime ever. So I feel like I should watch it.
It's really fucking good.
I'm gonna play Splatoon while we talk, if that's chill with you fucking gamers.
I mean,
Yeah.
Craig's playing League of Legends.
Nice, dude. Every once in a while, I'm gonna be talking and then just go, ugh, because I'm trying to hit someone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And the audience people who are watching are gonna be confused because all they can see is my screen. But
Like,
not like it
friggin-
matters.
Oh, holy smokes! I just watched Malphite get a triple kill. Oh, what a real gamer.
You know what I just remembered? Back in this is a random memory I just had. Back in high school, I think we were like the teacher asked us like what we wanted to do when we were like 30 or 35 or something. And one of my classmates was like, I want to become super rich by the age of like 35, do like a shitload of cocaine and then die.
I mean, hey,
That's
you gotta have a plan.
a way to
Not
live, I
only
guess.
does he have like what he's gonna do, he has a way to do it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get rich, die at the age of 30 at the hands of cocaine.
Yes.
Yeah, just
So
do, like, an
basically,
upload.
the Joker, what's the Dark Knight Joker?
Yeah,
'Cause
pretty much.
He like
Oh, the actor
yeah.
played the Joker.
He had his 15 minutes of fame. He overdosed and fucking died, and yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that's how he died.
Yeah. I don't remember what he overdosed on. I don't know if it was I think it was crack.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Fuel scooping complete.
Let's see. I don't remember the actor's name. He was played by
Such a lame way to lose.
Heath Ledger. Hey Google,
Yeah, like,
how did Heath Ledger die?
The cause of death of Heath Ledger was cardiac arrest.
Due to what? It's not what I wanted to know, you dumbass robot.
Oh, BB.
Robot abuse.
I will abuse every robot I ever own.
Get pranked.
Engage.
I like to abuse my Roomba by putting my foot in front of it everywhere it goes, so it has to turn around.
That's funny. Dude, what if I made a change.org petition that said, force West to stop abusing robots? And I got 100,000 signatures.
I wouldn't stop because it's a good meme to be the robot hater. It's like I remember watching the Mandalorian, and there's this one line where he says like no droids on my ship, and I'm like, yeah, I like this guy.
Your whole ship is a droid, you dumbass.
That's not how it works. Have you never seen Star Wars? You saw the first one. I remember
You're some
watching it
kinda
with you.
Loser. JK.
Star Wars is one of those things that's really easy to get into once you've seen like a couple movies. Or once you've seen like more than 3 movies. It's like
3 more than 3. That's like a whole trilogy. Oh.
or
my
if you've
God.
seen the trilogy, then it's you can get into it, you know.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like I'm just like I have a very short attention span, and I get really bored by particularly old movies. I get like very bored by.
Maybe
Like,
maybe you would
there's
enjoy.
that one anime that everyone really likes. It starts with a G, and it's like a meme. Neon Genesis Evangelion, I think.
Yeah.
I tried watching that, and I like got super bored in the first minute, and then I stopped watching it.
One time I started watching fucking what was it? Dragon Ball Z, and that show has such an awful pacing problem. And I just couldn't, because they spend like half an episode just screaming and power up to Super Saiyan mode, and it's like, no, dude, you waste so much time. And the thing
I
is,
can imagine.
in the manga, or in I think this is what happened, like what the case is that they do these cutaways in the manga, which are supposed to be panels that are happening at the same time as like he's powering up. So they're like saying something, and it only takes like, you know, probably 10 seconds for him to power up. But since they're cutting away in the show, it takes way more time.
Oh no.
And
Because each panel is like, you know, its own like whole like flashback.
yeah, each panel is like a shot, you know. They have to make a shot, and it doesn't translate well. And people fucking love that show, and I don't get it.
I guess it's just the anticipation of it all. Like they.
But he's
like the,
screaming
like,
for like 5 minutes straight, dude.
They like the build up of the suspense, so that when the action does happen, it's like fulfilling, I guess.
I guess this is an analogy. It's like you're like having sex with a girl, right? You get your cock out. It's hard.
Hold up.
I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z. Hold on, I gotta say this. You got your cock out. She starts doing the
my
foreplay, and it's going
are
on for so
children.
long
Oh my God.
that your arousal is gone.
Think
you're,
of the children.
you're soft,
There
and
aren't
it's
children
just
here.
there's no children. There's no one watching. There's 2 people watching, but I don't care. By the time it's like, oh, we get to the main course of the fucking sex, and you're just soft because she spent like 20 minutes doing the fucking and you're just bored. It's the same thing in Dragon Ball Z, and I just get bored of it, of him screaming for.
As a side note, my favorite thing since getting a Google Home has, without a doubt, been the belligerent insults I get to hear my parents yell at it.
Yep.
Like, these are some of the most scathing insults I have ever heard.
Oh, no.
Google, you're a fucking retard robot dumbass.
What is it? What does it say back?
I don't know. Hey Google, you're a fucking retard robot.
I don't
It probably just says like, I'm sorry.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Yeah, cause you're a
Hey.
dumbass.
understand.
You're a dumbass.
Dude, they should program it with like comebacks. That would be funny.
The worst part is like like even after it responds, it's like my parents go right back to laying into it. Like they freaking respond to the fact that it's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Is there anything you can fucking help me with, you useless piece of shit?
Someone should mod their Google Home or Alexa to like be a comeback robot.
I feel like that's happened before.
Also, I got a rum and coke.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? I saw a video on YouTube actually, where someone made a robot that could rap and like you could like rap battle it.
That's actually
that's
kind of
really
cool. Even though I like don't enjoy rap battles, that's just kind of a cool programming thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
James, you're the only one not drinking rum.
Who said I wasn't drinking?
ER har fiddle dee.
Engage.
I need to see amount. So never mind. I don't know. What am I gonna do?
I was gonna try. I had a case of Baja Blast, and I was gonna try mixing coconut rum and Baja Blast. It just sounded good.
Stop that. Stop that.
Why? Because you don't want to taint the purity of Baja Blast.
No, that's just sounds awful.
As a fellow gamer, I feel like I would really not like a game where you have to spend 4 hours like flying through space to get somewhere.
See, that's where you're wrong. That's where you remember that people play Factorio.
And like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that no one would like it. I'm just saying that I don't think I would like it.
I respectfully think your opinion is bullshit.
Dude, that's why I don't like play Animal Crossing that much. Because like it takes like days to do shit.
Yeah, because you turn into a no-life. And that's why I
Yeah.
stopped playing Factorio.
But if I'm gonna no-life a game, I want to play a fun game like Minecraft or Splatoon or something.
Splatoon is fun.
Fuck yeah, dude. You just gotta get used to the gyro controls. I have fun losing at this game. Like, that's how much I love this game.
I'd rather play TF2 if I wanted to play a casual shooter.
If I wanted to just straight out nothing but mind-numbing violence, let's get real. There exist 3 main games that fill that line of work.
Serious
Uh-oh.
Sam.
Serious Sam, Doom, and Wolfenstein.
Yep, that sounds
Uh-oh.
about right. All right, we're gonna have to kick James
see-
out because
I don't know
James
if I
doesn't
should say
like
my
Doom.
controversial
James
opinion.
fucking doesn't like Doom, but he's only played like 90 minutes of it because he's retarded.
Dude.
Okay, stop. All right, then you
Way
need
to
to
out me
buy
like that.
Serious Sam and then play it with us because
Way to out
that
me like
game
that. Oh
is
my
so
God.
much fucking fun when you're playing with multiple people.
Yeah.
Because it's co-op, and you just laugh because the amount of just non-seriousness of Serious Sam.
It's like, I don't know. It's the Serious Sam definitely filled the void that Doom left between Doom 3 and Doom 2016.
Mhm.
And Serious Sam 4 is supposed to be coming out this year.
How
I
many
know.
hours long is Doom? I heard it's like 5 hours or
It's
something,
like,
right?
I think I beat it in like 6.
Yeah, roughly.
It's not that long, comparatively.
Dude.
Like
Actually,
Half-Life 2 is like 13 or 14 hours long.
I would like discuss it, but I feel like I've already given my like solid points in my video, "Don't tell Toasty you dislike Doom."
And your points were bullshit, so you should
Yeah,
just
you
go
know,
play
that's
it.
fine. That's you know what? I'll get
Your
around to
opinion was
finishing it
trash,
eventually.
therefore you were trash.
Your points
I'm not
mean
gonna,
nothing
I'm not
to
gonna
me.
spend like whatever $20 on a game and then not play it. Like I'm gonna get to it eventually.
Yeah.
That's just me. But
It's just that your
yeah.
points mean nothing to me because you barely played the game.
Okay then.
But yeah,
Like-
Craig, you need to get Serious Sam First Encounter so we can play it. HD.
Deal. Give me 1 sec. Let me go grab my wallet.
Punch in that credit card. 6, 5, 8, 2.
6, 9, 6, 9,
That's just the whole credit
1,
card.
420.
3, 3, 7. Saying those numbers out loud made me want to talk about glitch text, but I'm not going to talk about it until I make my video on it. I'm not going to say anything about it.
Cool. Fuck, I died again.
Have you seen any of it, James?
No. I
No.
haven't. Is that an anime or is that just like a?
It's a
Western show?
show by Nickelodeon. It's on Netflix. It's like a
Oh.
Making financial decisions while under the influence of alcohol, not
Yes.
not the most poor choices I've done, but they do exist.
I mean, you're gonna get
There are plenty worse.
you're gonna get this game eventually because we're gonna play it eventually.
It was Serious Sam the First Encounter.
Yeah, First Encounter HD if you want the good version. The remaster. Yeah, that was one of the most fun times I've had playing a game in a long time when we fucking played Serious Sam 3. Probably the most fun I've had in a game since I played Mirror's Edge on stream. Because that was fun.
System scan complete.
Favorite video game of all time, go.
Ah shit. I can never pick an of an all time, but right now it's Splatoon 2.
Okay.
Just because for the past week I've been playing it like non-stop every day.
I have one, and I'm probably gonna have to say, of this year, without a doubt, Wizard of Legend.
Nice. That's another
I
one
just-
I put on my wish list.
Like, just played it, and it was a blast. And I can't imagine, like, not enjoying the game. Even though I've beaten it already, it's just, I can still go back and play it.
Nice. I can't remember what I said my game of the year last year was, but my favorite game of all time is still TF2.
That's a solid choice.
Favorite, what do you call it? Second, like, close second, not close, but like, second favorite, probably Nuclear Throne. It's kind of climbing down since I haven't played it much and they haven't updated it. But favorite game that I've played that came out this year, I don't know, was it this year? Because the fucking Star Wars game that I was playing.
Alright, I got it.
I don't
I have
remember.
Serious Sam First Encounter now.
Nice.
Yeah, let me look at my completed games. And, like, look at some of my, like, by far favorite games.
I think actually Half-Life 2 has passed Nuclear Throne as my favorite single player.
Alright, here's a silly game that I was really in. Like, I really was happy when I bought it, and like, I still play it every once in a while. And I only have like 8 hours on it, but it's because it's like a super short game. And just for the nostalgia factor, I bought Transformers Devastation.
Okay.
Transformers
It-
Devastation.
Never heard of
Yeah.
it.
So it's a beat 'em up game with the Transformers, and it actually has the original voice of Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's sick.
So I bought it purely just to hear him say dumb lines again, and oh my god, it's the best. I love it so much.
I can only think of, you say dumb lines and Optimus Prime in the same, like, idea. And I'm only thinking of fucking his voice actor doing, like, Duke Nukem lines. That's all I can picture right now. I'm going to rip off your head and shit down your neck.
Good meme.
Oh.
I'm just imagining Scottish Optimus Prime.
Oh no.
I think I think we've debated this topic way too much to even like debate. But a game that I really liked for like emotional reasons was Undertale. But I know we've already made entire videos about it, so let's just like not get into it here.
I literally have not even played the game, so I have no opinion.
My opinion
like,
is that you should try
Any
it.
form of controversy, like in Undertale, is like, well, whatever.
Meh. I'm looking back at it and it's such a fucking meme. Like it's a meme
Okay, but
game.
literally, if you like play it, like not even thinking about the memes, because like that's not the game doing that. That's like just like the internet doing shit. Like just as a game itself in a vacuum, like it's good. Yo. But I know like you didn't like
No.
it, and
But like
that's
at
fine.
the
You
exact
give it a fair try.
if your game can be ruined just from outside factors, I think that lowers.
Okay,
think-
but you don't understand how big of a fucking meme this fucking game was. Like, there's like people like literally who like don't even like think about it as like a game and just think of it as like a meme, and like the characters as like meme characters. And
It just when I played it, I only thought of like fucking Tumblr memes and like
I don't think that you understand on like what kind of games I've played. I've played My Friend Pedro, Blood, Bullets, and Bananas, where the literal entire story is that there's a banana in your head telling you to murder all of these people, and you end up going through this giant hierarchy and blah blah blah. There's an actual plot to it though. So like even though this game was so mind-numbingly insane, the plot was good, it was entertaining to play, and at the end of the day, when I fought the boss, I was like, hey, that was challenging, rewarding, and it wrapped up a whole lot of things. Whereas, like, the memes didn't play a detriment to it at all.
Or is there a lot of talking in the game though?
There's quite a bit of dialogue.
but it doesn't like
Mostly action, but in
Well,
between
actually,
each-
okay, you know what? I think is actually a fair, like a kind of a similar comparison. Actually, is like when I saw the first Star Wars movie that Wesley showed me. When I like saw them say like, "Oh, I feel a disturbance in the Force" and stuff, like I literally couldn't even like enjoy that line on its own. I could only think of it as like a meme line, and I think that's how a lot of people think about Undertale, and that like people don't like see the lines like, "Oh, you're gonna have a bad time" and stuff as lines on their own anymore, and just think of them as memes because like people just see them so often as memes. At least they used to, you know? Like, I can't take "I feel a disturbance in the Force" as a serious line because of, like, the memes and shit over the years. Or, like, "Luke, I am your father," you know?
I can kind of see
right
what
now
you're
I'm
saying.
just- I'm sorry, right now all I'm doing is just imagining this freaking guy that was on the alien in the last stream, where his sideburns are literally all of his hair. I don't know whether you were there for that section of the stream, but I made a comment saying that this guy's hair is literally nothing but sideburns.
Yep.
And now you just can't unsee it. And it was a super big, serious scene. And you just... There's no way to avoid it anymore. It's like, the man's hair is literally nothing but sideburns that just wrap around his entire head.
I still think most of the problem I have with Undertale is just the fact that all the dialogue is written and there's so much of it.
Dude.
Like, if there was less, I would be okay. Because it's just so
I
much that I
disagree with
wanted
your
to skip
point
all of it.
That, like, oh, if I wanted to read a book, I would just read a book, because there's a lot of stuff in the game about, like, oh, when you try to reset the game will remember the decisions you made. And that kind of thing wouldn't work in a book.
Okay.
If you don't like the reading, then, like, yeah, that's fair.
I just
but-
like storytelling in games, but I don't like to fucking read it and have it interrupt the action.
Yeah. Okay, actually, yeah, one part I actually 100% agree with you was with Alpheus, the doctor, when she keeps posting on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, I get that was supposed to be annoying, but I actually hated that section, and I was like, skip. Like, I was, like, really frustrated by that.
Like,
So that part...
there are parts
I agree
of
with you.
Half-Life 2, like I said, one of my favorite games ever, that I just despise because it just rips you from the action and makes you, like, it, like, force feeds you the story. They're short, but I have the same, like, feeling toward them.
I feel like in Undertale, like, the combat isn't, like, the focus of the game, though. Like, the storytelling and, like, the characters are more essential than,
Yeah.
like, the combat. Like, the combat's
That's-
just kind of there.
That's
It's
where I draw the
really
line,
good.
is that a game should be about the game and not a story. If I wanted
But
to
If
see
it was,
a
like, a movie, then the time traveling elements wouldn't work. Or,
time traveling elements, what the fuck?
like, if you kill Toriel and try to go back in time and fix your mistake by, like, closing the game without saving, Flowey will make fun of you
Okay.
for cheating, and that sort of thing wouldn't be possible in, like, a movie or a book. And
I don't think it's necessary. Like, you can
the
have a good
RPG
story without doing that.
it makes Flowey more intimidating because he feels like he's, like, this really powerful, like, being who can, like,
Omniscient.
yeah, he's, like, omniscient, and he can perceive things that other characters can't, and knows when you reset the game and the other characters don't. So it makes him
think-
a lot scarier.
I don't know. I think that at the exact same time, his omniscience and then his, like, lack of use of it at the exact same time makes him into a joke. Because I know that, like, Flowey is, like, one of these, from what I do know, he's obviously he's an evil guy. He's meant to just represent just a total big bad guy, but he's essentially boiled down to, like, this omniscient being who knows what you do, but then just clearly doesn't do anything about it.
Module malfunction.
He could-
At the end of the game, he
d-
plays
at
a bigger role.
At the end of the game, yes, but he's like, he's clearly watching you do all of this stuff, and he could just be like, oh hey, what happens if I just go ahead and show up and then kick you in the fucking mouth?
Well,
I
That's-
can't do
that's
that.
what I like
I can
th-
go back in
in
time
his
and
flower
do what I
form, he's
want.
not very powerful. It's only until the end, when he gets the human souls, that he becomes a god.
That's what I like about the G-Man in Half-Life, is, like, they use his omniscience as, like, just a character
plot
type, And, like, he doesn't use it because he has fucking employers that are even more powerful than him somehow. And he's like, yeah, I wish I could help you on your journey, but I'm supposed to keep contact with you to a minimum. And it's fucking cool because he can just show up and just, I don't know. He's also got cool dialogue. And he keeps it short and the...
I gotta go.
Alright.
Oh, okay. I feel like G-Man's, like, each and every word is so calculated.
Yeah. And just the way it's delivered.
Like, every single move that he does is just millions of steps ahead in chess.
Yeah.
Just the amount of raw manipulation, even with the amount of minimum contact that he has, is incredible.
Yeah. And he's, like, at major points in the story, or in the games, like, he doesn't show up and, like, throw it in your face. It's like, hey, I'm manipulating things. He's just there in the map. Like, you have to look for him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I did that. You like it? I did that.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna go.
You're gonna
Talk
go?
with Gracie. I think I'm gonna talk with Gracie.
Okay.
It is 11 o'clock.
It is. I don't know how many jumps I have left. Oh yeah, I was gonna get to 200 and end the stream. So I'm 2 more jumps away. Bear with me.
Alright, I'll catch you later.
See ya.
See ya.
It was nice having a co-host or two. And it is late. And I want to go to sleep. And my frame shift drive is malfunctioning. Maybe I'll do next stream. Will be, actually getting back to LHS 215. With YouTube's frickin' thing, the number for people watching keeps jumping to 0. It's like a heartbeat. Like, I can clearly see a graph. It's evenly spaced where it drops to 0. Not a coincidence. This is my last jump of the night. I might take the Neutron Highway on the way back on the next time I do this. Just to make the jumps more tolerable. Because that is an option, is the Neutron Highway, which I did not take at all during this stream. Anyway, I want to know, before I end, I want to see... Actually, let me do this. Drop out of frame shift drive. Just come to a complete stop. Silence. Alright. I want to look at the map. And I want to see... What was I going to see? I wanted to see if I can... what's the max jump that I can do? Boost level 3. I can do a 61 light year jump if I had boost. But I don't have a boost right now. Just have to do... just have to deal with the bullshit that I have now. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for chatting. Come join the Discord, link in the description if you want to talk to me more. And yeah, that's all I've got for now. Didn't get back to Spring Gateway, but I will next time potentially. Bye.